I need to apologize. I forgot to mention your little fur baby here. Who have we got here?
This is Annie.
Annie. Well, she's just as cute as can be. Yeah, I remember when you guys were riding by on your trikes. She was, I know she was a little nervous. I tried to talk to her and pet her, and she was a little nervous, so I didn't want to get her upset or anything.
She loves that bike.
Yeah, I bet she does. I bet she does. And speaking of bikes, I'm going to pan over here right quick.
Okay.
You've got these two trikes here, e-trikes, both of them, and you haul them in there.
Right.
Yes.
And not only do you haul your trikes in there, but when you're all set up, you sleep in there, you cook in there, you shower in there,
Right.
you potty, you potty in there. So this is one reason why I wanted to make sure that we could take a look at this one. All right, everybody, say hello to Jim and Terry.
Hello.
So say hello to everybody, Jim and Terry, as well. And, I've been driving by this trailer for the last 2 or 3 days, and I keep thinking, I've got to find them when they're where I can get with them, because I would love to do a walkthrough video on this trailer. And it is just as cute as a button. That's one of my favorite sayings, by the way, on the smaller ones. I've used it before. But tell me right quick, what size is this trailer?
It's a 6x10.
6x10.
And it's about 6'1" inside.
Okay.
So I can stand up in it for
Yeah. And of course, the first thing I noticed, of course, is you have a mini split here. What size mini split is it?
9,000.
A 9,000. All righty. And I can't help but notice the toolbox here, and you've got another one on the other side.
Right.
So are those for like storage or?
It's mostly trailer related stuff. Sewer hoses, water hoses, electrical cords. I do have a floor jack on the other side in case I have a flat tire,
Well, I don't even have a floor jack. I need to get one. I keep thinking I need to get one.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't talk about it before we started filming, but I really like this awning. Tell us a little bit about that awning.
This is a knockoff of a Sunsetter awning, which you see a lot on TV. You've probably seen the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
That just crank out. We had bought a larger one over the summer for our deck next to our pool and liked it. My wife said, is there any way we could put one of those on the trailer? And I said, well, I'll try to make it work. We'll go from there. So anyway, Amazon special when we bought it, $120.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is one like you put on the outside of a house.
Yes.
Regular house,
regular
right?
house.
It's not necessarily especially designed for an RV situation.
I made the cover to go over it so it didn't get damaged, in towing and that kind of stuff. So
I see.
And
So
the brackets, I had to fabricate the brackets. And,
yeah.
mainly because the trailer was not tall enough to get it up above the door, so I had to raise it up.
So that cover right there, you actually made that cover?
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the awning rolls in, it's fully under the cover. So,
Well, you're quite the craftsman.
I did remodeling for 40 plus years, so you know what remodeling looks like.
Well, that certainly helps,
Yeah,
doesn't it? To
for
have
sure.
that basic knowledge, that's for sure. Are these shed type windows or shed style windows?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they were inexpensive. One RV window was about the same price as 4 of these, so I opted for 4 of these. They did have the grids in them, but it was just too busy in that smaller window, so I just took the grids out. They were on the outside. I took them out and actually just filled the holes with caulk where they used to be.
Okay. Now, we get this question a lot when our viewers see shed style windows, and the main question we get, so this is a perfect opportunity to answer this question. Do you have any trouble with any of them cracking from bouncing down the road or anything like that?
These are actually tempered glass. They have tempered glass in them.
Okay.
And they came that way. We drove in 2 days of rain getting here. Absolutely no water whatsoever inside at all.
Well,
Nothing's broke so far.
well, that's awesome.
We've been-
Yeah, I need to apologize. I forgot to mention your little fur baby here. Who have we got here?
This is Annie.
Annie. Well, she's just as cute as can be. Yeah, I remember when you guys were riding by on your trikes. She was, I know she was a little nervous. I tried to
She does,
talk to
yes.
her and pet her, and she was a little nervous, so I didn't want to get her upset or anything.
She loves that bike.
Yeah, I bet she does. I bet she does. And speaking of the bikes, I'm going to pan over here right quick.
Okay.
You've got these two trikes here, e-trikes, both of them, and you haul them in there.
Right.
Yes.
And not only do you haul your trikes in there, but when you're all set up, you sleep in there, you cook in there, you shower in there,
Right.
you
Go to the
potty,
bathroom
you potty in there. So this is one reason why I wanted to make sure that we could take a look at this one. But before we take a peek inside, can we step around here over to the other side
Sure.
and see like your water inlet and things like that?
I'll go ahead and that's fresh. That's our freshwater tank water on this side.
Oh yeah, let me get over here and get a shot of that.
Yeah.
That's your water fill, right?
Yeah. It has a key. It's kind of a gas tank style. I really like them, but anyway, you see it's,
Yeah.
and the little box underneath, I've got 100 amp hour lithium in the box, and I've got room for another one. I just started with the one. So that's my 12 volt power and electric jack.
Well, let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
Of course, I automatically know what this is for. That's to protect it when you're going down
Right.
the road.
And
Yeah.
I just use the cooler latches on this, so I'll latch it up momentarily. But so that works good. Protects the front of it. It's easy, nothing to have to find something to do with. And then
I like the way you did that. That's really nice.
yeah, so it
Yeah.
works good. Park, city water. I did do a 12 volt outlet here, 30 amp. I really did the 12 volt because I thought I was going to be using my macerator pump to empty this, but I wound up going a different direction with that. So I don't really use that, but it is there if I needed it. Do have gray water, sewage, no black water, obviously. Another box, another spare tire.
You got two spare tires.
Yeah, I towed trailers most of my working life. I always worked out of an enclosed trailer. I did remodeling and I had to be out of town doing it on occasion, and I would always throw an extra spare in the truck. And I thought, you know what? What's wrong with having two spares? They're cheap. If I blow out one, I still got another one. So,
Absolutely.
Anyway, so we knew we were going to be doing we've already done in the last 3 weeks. We've been about 2,500 miles in the last 3 weeks. So
You guys been,
no tire problems. But
Yeah.
I got my backup. So
well, that's a good way to go for sure. Well, let's say the size again.
6x10.
6x10.
And I think it was probably about 7.3 and 6.3 inside originally, but once I furred the seal in a little, I got about 6.1 inside.
Do you happen to know how much it weighs? Because a lot of people
I
ask.
don't know. I was going to weigh it, but I ran out of time before we left home, so I really don't. The dry weight on it was like 1230. So I tried my best to not overload the tongue. It's probably a little more than I would like for it to be, maybe, but that's the reason I did the boxes on the extreme rear to try to counterbalance a little bit.
That's understandable.
Unfortunately, with these single axle, and I know you're well aware of it, they tend to put the axle way to the rear, which automatically gives you more tongue than you want probably anyway.
Exactly.
But so that's the reason my spares are on the extreme rear for the same purpose, to give it that counterbalance.
Yeah.
But it tows like a dream. I mean, we've had travel trailers, and this thing going down the road, it just feels like it's part of the truck. You can't tell the difference. I mean, it's so smooth.
How much trouble will it be to open the back end?
No, that's no problem.
It's no problem.
I already we latch it from the inside as well, like a lot of people do, and I already unlatched it. I thought maybe you might want to look at it in that direction.
I already love your color combination.
Yeah,
That is
that's my
beautiful.
wife's doings there. She liked those colors. So.
Is it okay if I step up
Sure,
there and get
absolutely.
some good shots?
Yep.
So I'm assuming that side folds down and as
Yep.
part of the bed situation as
we
well?
we have about 11 inches left between the beds, and we fold them down. This one obviously goes up against the wall the same way. Her trike goes straight in. My trike I back in, because we found out if you don't match the handlebars up, you have a lot more room that way. So that's the way it works. I mean, it's full when it goes in, but it works.
Of course, this is the composting type body here.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Okay. Is it okay if I step towards the front now?
sure, yeah,
Alrighty.
you go ahead anywhere you want to go. That's fine.
Whoops, I forgot. I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, do I have permission to open this door here at the shower?
Sure.
Open the curtain?
Yeah. The other way, Bill.
This way? Okay.
There you
All righty. So we got a 6x10, and we've got a shower. I could even take a shower in
go.
there.
That's 24 by 36.
Uh-huh.
There's
Yeah.
a story behind that too. My wife ordered the wrong pan. I was going to do a 24 by 32, and she mistakenly ordered a 36, and I figured out a way to make it work. So,
Well,
so we went, and I'm glad she ordered the wrong one, because it is a lot nicer having that much bigger.
oh, yeah. Yeah. Now tell us, before we talk about the kitchen area up front, you were telling me how you insulated it and everything. So elaborate a little bit more on that for us.
I completely stripped it out. I've got inch and a half in the ceiling. It's framed up with 1 by inch and a half tubing. So I was able to get a full inch and a half in the ceiling. I only furred it down with 1/4 inch plywood, because I didn't want to add a whole lot of extra, to the ceiling. So really, between the ceiling material and the furring, I only added a 1/2 inch. I only lost a 1/2 inch basically in height. So the walls had the 3/8, the cheap 3/8 that came on it, and I took that out obviously to insulate and stuff. So I went back with a 1/2 inch. And I just cut a saw groove in it to give it the shiplap effect.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to ask. Is that because it sure looks a lot like shiplap?
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
just
first thing I
4
thought.
by 8 sheets. Yeah. And actually, we don't have it with us because our granddaughter isn't with us. But I've got these brackets on either side, and I have pipes that go across here with like a hammock, and that's where she sleeps.
Really?
But she sleeps above us right here.
That little bracket right there,
Yeah.
pipe lays in there.
Nothing but a piece of conduit. Goes from one side to the other.
Well,
And then it has a canvas. We had a lady sew a canvas with pockets in it, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. That's what she looks at, is her purple.
oh yeah, I see it
pink,
now.
Her pink lights. So
Yeah.
that's over her bed at night. So
She's a little spoiled.
Is she really?
A little bit.
No.
Usually the grandkids are.
actually, she's a lot spoiled. Not a little spoiled.
Well, there's no need to apologize for that. Let me tell you.
The beds are 5-inch memory foam, very comfortable. We've slept really well. Max Air, love that thing. And this is a camera that we can remote view, when we're traveling, if we happen to have to leave the dog, then
If we have Wi-Fi.
if we have Wi-Fi.
I see an extra apparatus. Am I looking at an extra apparatus or like a table that folds out or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did this because her bed stays up. I'll just show you. Obviously this would go up, and I just put the latch really doesn't do anything except just hold it up
Right.
until I get it dropped down. I just did that. That's just a sash latch like you'd use on a window. I use a lot of magnets on stuff. These pull out like this, and then this. So I've got one on each side.
Wow.
She'll sit here with her laptop, or this one works out great for extra counter space in the kitchen when she's fixing food. So
I love that.
yeah,
That is nice.
it works out good. And
Wow.
yeah,
Man.
and the mirror, this art, so that's just a plexiglass mirror, so it's not going to break real easy. What else? This down here, in case you get a shot of that and wonder what in the world is that.
Yeah. Well, you got me wondering now.
Well, my wife has been sleeping with the head of our bed elevated now for several years because she breathes better at night. So when we built this, I told her, I said, I don't know how I'm going to slant your bed. Oh, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Well, last minute, I got to thinking, I thought, no, you're not going to be all right. You're too used to sleeping. So anyway, long story short, these start off, the first one is 3 inches, and I have a piece of 1/4-inch plywood. So at night, where these marks are, it goes from 3 inches and drops a 1/2 inch. So the head of her bed is sloped 3 inches.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
they just slide in underneath the
I'm a
1/4
little
inch.
spoiled too.
Well, obviously.
So this I did this on the trip we've been on. I just went to Lowe's and bought a couple little brackets to have some place to set those during the day when they're not under the bed. So anyway, so that's what that is. That folds up so I can get my trikes in here.
Okay.
But
Now, did we talk about how much insulation you ended up with in a wall?
1 inch.
Okay.
Yeah, I put a 1 inch of styrofoam, and I did something and that I don't know that I've seen done, but where all the metal was, of course, because you know yourself, metal still condensates.
Right.
I put 2 layers of good grade duct tape over the metal just to give it what little bit of insulation it could have,
Okay.
maybe to keep it from sweating, and also it sealed all the joints between the styrofoam and the metal that way. But I did do that extra. But yeah, 1.5 inch styrofoam, inch in the walls. I didn't do anything in the floors. I'm thinking I might, honestly, because Annie's bed is on the floor under here, and my wife noticed when she moved it that there was a little condensation forms under the bed, and I think that's due to the floor not being insulated.
Okay.
So I may go ahead and go underneath and insulate the floor at some later date. But this was one of those deals where we worked right up till the day before getting it finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love your ceiling, by
Thanks.
the way.
Yeah, that's cedar.
Yeah, I thought it was cedar just by looking at it. And you spend a little extra money and got the stuff that looks like it's a little straighter than the stuff that I use. I had to do a lot of finagling to get all my grooves to fit tight.
Oh yeah, yeah. This and what was crazy. This is a Home Depot thing, and they sell the cedar cheaper than you can buy the pine.
Mhm.
Go figure. I never could figure that one out. But anyway, but yeah, I've always loved natural cedar. It's just pretty.
All right, I'm going to trade places with you
Okay.
here,
All right.
and we'll talk about the kitchen a little bit. I'm just going to sit down while you
Okay.
you elaborate.
Okay. Of course, all the mechanics of it are behind the cabinets, or behind the cabinet. And I have a 2,000 watt inverter. I just basically have a battery tender battery charger connected. That's what keeps my battery charged as needed. We do have a water heater. Just one of the little Bosch, and it's not really supposed to be enough water heater to take a shower, but amazingly enough, it's a 2.7 and we've yet to run out of hot water. So what can I say? It works.
They work well. We have the 7-gallon version. Ours is a different brand, but they're all just alike pretty
Right.
much. But yeah, they work fantastic.
But I was surprised. I didn't know if it would get the job done. But now, of course, we, have the water saver head that we turn the water on and off as we soak up and that kind of stuff. So that saves on a lot of water. But put the aluminum decorative stuff in the door for ventilation.
I like that.
I did put a vent all the way across under the bottom for the same reason, just to help get some air movement in there. I'm a real mechanical, not electrical kind of person, electronic person. So on my, this is very basic. I have just a manual transfer switch. I go from park to inverter. This is I can turn my inverter on from here. Battery charger, water heater, just typical. We got a little USB, a little voltage thing here, that we can, and water pump. I do have a water pump with a little 7-gallon holding tank right here.
Okay.
So, and this with the exception of this panel here, I can take 6 screws out and I can have the whole kitchen out in the floor in a matter of a few minutes.
Wow.
So that way, if any of that stuff needs service, I can easily get through this hole right here to do whatever. My refrigerator is just held in with a ratchet strap across the top. So same thing. It's very easy to, and it's done well. It's done really well. We were very surprised. This is as much as we had room for. So, and then the drawers, I did put the full extension slides on the drawers. So it, even though there's only 2 of them, it does give quite a bit of room. And, these slides have the slow close feature, and they also have the hold close feature. So it takes a pretty good tug to get them to open.
So that you don't have issue with that going down?
No, not at all.
How about
now, what I did on my refrigerator door, I was a little concerned with food maybe falling against it. So I'm kind of a snap kind of guy. So I just put a little strap with a snap on it.
Okay.
And so we snap it when we're traveling, and otherwise it just swings back out of the way. Pretty big drawer down here. Like I say, that's all the drawer space we had, but we made the best use of it, I feel like.
Awesome. Tell us about the up here on top.
Yeah, that was another deal. The swing doors, to me, just take up a lot of room. I know, you go this way or this way. I used to work years ago for the city of Orlando, believe it or not, in the cabinet shop, and we used to do a lot of sliding doors on credenzas and such as that go behind the desk. So I just went with the sliding door concept. We've got, the fire extinguisher here and just whatever up there. And, of course, being a V-nose, I mean, it goes way back in there, which is not the most convenient because you got to move stuff to get to stuff sometime. But otherwise, this works out good. And we found out to keep these from wanting to slide, I have a little piece of foam rubber and she just pushes it in there and that keeps them from going anywhere. So that was simple enough. And then I built a custom odd shaped shelving unit to go back in there, to use I tried to use all the space I possibly could, obviously, since we were working with small spaces. The countertop is laminate, but instead of making it out of solid plywood, it's actually made out of a 1x2 skeleton, if you will, with just a piece of 1/4 inch plywood on top of it. And then I put the laminate on it. So the top itself weighs nearly nothing.
Yeah, that's a good way to keep the weight down. Yeah,
right.
That's what I was thinking when you said that.
Yeah. So this is the stuff that's designed for walls or ceiling. It's plastic, of course, but we had used it in our motorhome build on the ceiling, and she liked it so good. She said, I thought that would make a nice backsplash for the trailer. So that's what we did there. Little sink. I mean, I say little, it's really worked out well. It's a nice sink. This comes out so that way we can fill the water filter with the nozzle. And, this isn't a Berkey. It's a knockoff, but we love it. It does wonders. She keeps it filled all the time. So we've always got filtered water, continuously. So it's worked out real good. Just did this so that we'd have some USBs and my wiring, all the wiring is run in a chase around the top. I can take out a few screws and, access all the wiring. I did put all the switches and receptacles in the wall, but I do have flex conduit running down to each box, either from the top or the bottom. These actually access from the back of the cabinet and come up, but it's the same principle. In other words, I can get access to all the wiring, either by taking a cover down or pulling it through the box, either way. So I do have access to everything in the event something goes to the bad.
And then Terry wanted us to be sure and point out this curtain right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That gives us a little bit of a two room build, I guess. So,
yeah.
Anyway, and that just gives you the privacy feature,
of course. All right. Well, this is fantastic. You mind if we go ahead and we need to go ahead and step outside?
Okay.
And we'll say goodbye to everybody, but this is just gorgeous.
All right.
Be right back.
Okay.
Well, Jim and Terry, thank you so much for letting us take a look at your beautiful creation. This thing is just absolutely awesome.
Thanks.
In so many ways. And it's just hard to believe that you've got all this incorporated in such a small package that's easily maneuverable, you know, and carries all this different kind of stuff at the same time. Wow. But anyway, I've got another one to go do just down the road here a little bit. So you know what I'm going to say next. I certainly hope so. I'm going to say we're not camping.
We are living.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Bye-bye now.